Difficult first half for them on Thursday night. Salford were pretty direct and gave some trouble.
Yeah, they were physical. It's not something we weren't expecting. I thought we'd have handled it a little bit better. But again, they didn't break our line. They got a number of repeat sets we had to do. I think it was nearly 50 tackles more than they did in the first half. We didn't have a lot of ball. They had about 5 or 6 more sets than we did. And to be honest, I felt that, they scored a try that was offside, and then a penalty that was offside that was badly given. So they had 8 points out of their 10 that shouldn't have been given. So even though we took a hiding in the first half, we should have been in the lead by 6 points to 2. So it wasn't on reflection. It's always seems that way. When you watch the game back, you can see the strength of what we were doing and how resilient we were. We might have got rolled a little bit, but we didn't really lose the war. We was losing a couple of battles individually, but everybody was working hard to make it up.
It really speaks well of the players' attitude, doesn't it? They're at half time, having been probably second best in some aspects of the game in the first half. Still had that confidence to come out.
We got better. We got better. I mean, like I say, our completion rate was really high. The thing when you play Salford, you've noticed over the last 3 or 4 weeks, is that they don't make any mistakes in their half of the field. We don't really do a lot with the ball and the good ball. They rely on some individuals to make some telling breaks. Like I said, the week before they'd relied on the ability of Robert Louis to break open and get him. So it's as long as you stick at your systems and your profiles of what you've done, and it's just a physical game. We didn't really. I won't say we didn't cope with it because they didn't score any points, but it was a very, very tough ask in the first half. I think the second half we stepped forward again, and they tried but couldn't actually do what they'd done in the first half.
I thought your 2 veterans there in the pack, Jeremiah and Houston, were phenomenal players.
Well, both of them have been great this year so far. Like I said, Chris has been one of our outstanding players, and I thought Az has just been a consistent player throughout the start of the year, but really stepped up onto the line on Thursday night.
And Danny Craven with his first goal in the halves this year. He had 20 minutes to wait for the first full goal in the half this year. Were you happy with what he contributed to the team?
Very good, yeah. Like I said, great defensively. Offers a threat with the ball because he's got good pace. Like I said, he just needs a bit more time there to grow a little bit of understanding with his back row and his centre. But again, there's a bit of competition for places there. Tom's still in the mix there and wants to play, and will play over this weekend in some capacity. And I'm expecting Tom to really fire up and come out and prove that he wants to keep all that spot for his completely.
With 20 minutes or so to go, that game was still not important on Thursday, wasn't it? But you must have been pleased with the way you managed that last 20 minutes, especially once you got ahead. You never really.
It's been one of those learning processes throughout the year again, and there's been a couple of games when we've had to, like I said, I thought we did the same thing against Leeds. I think it's all on the back of just managing the way we played against Castleford, and that game, if we'd have had any kind of structure about us and understanding of what was needed in that last 10 minutes, we'd have either come away with a point or maybe a win. So it's built on the back of that this year, that managing that last 10 minutes of the game. I know ultimately as well, like just getting a couple of repeat sets, keeping our composure, not getting overexcited, and we just wore them down. Like I said, the last 2 tries were built on a fantastic kick and chase from Charlie Runciman to give us a penalty. And Greg Burke's been close to scoring that try in about 4 games. So it was a good one for him to pick up. And then, like you say, it was just a bit of pressure on the back of holding some field position that got us the last try. I thought we were really good value for the win, like I said, with a side that wanted to chance their arm, with a side that was willing to play. And like I said, we'd have to dry track at the moment as well. I don't think we've played this year and had a full game when it's been a decent night.
So you roll into Easter, and all head coaches always tell me how much they love the Easter double header of fixtures. I'm sure you're the same. Warrington on Friday night. You look a very solid side of this year, Warrington, don't they, in terms of defensively? I think it's taller than the big new ones already, of course.
Yeah, they've got some fantastic players. Bryson Goodwin's been a great acquisition. I think Josh Charnley as well. Just brought Josh Charnley, and it shows the strength of the organisation, that they can just go out and pluck players out of rugby union and take players on transfer fees from other clubs that are playing well. So it's a big ask for us But that's the challenge of the local derby. It's a challenge that we've been up to for the last few years. We've had some good tussles with Warrington. I think we've been on the wrong side of most of them last 4 or 5 times, but we've had some really tough games. We don't step back. We're not like a shrinking violet of the partnership. We want to step forward and challenge them. They say it's almost like the bigger brother from round the corner. So we don't want to be seen as that little brother, little cousin or whatever in this area. We want to step up and have a dig. And I thought we weren't far off with a couple of tough decisions in their first game. So I'd like to see us match that this weekend. And so they've just started to find their feet as well, like say under a new coach and doing some good things. Steph Ratchford, he's found his form, which has been a big telling factor for him. And yeah, it's going to be a tough game.
Did you get any interest coming out of that old chap with the head knock, didn't he? So
Ted's fine. Matt Whitley will be about 4 or 5 weeks with a knee injury. He came off with just after about 25 minutes. So that's a big tough. That's one of the tough ones for him as well, because he's not had to cope with that so far in his career. And he's a loss to us as well, because he's been playing really well. Sam Wilde has been dying to get a start in the back row, so he's pretty keen to come in there and do some. And he'll be looking forward to playing against Warrington as well in that position. So he'll slot straight into that spot. And that's about it really. Yeah, we're still waiting on Wellington really. Find out where we sit with him and a couple of precedents that we've found about games being cancelled, and so we're hoping that our case can be heard and Wellington will be available as well for the Warrington game.
Those players you've been mentioning in the last few weeks who haven't played for a little bit, Gerrard, Dudson, White, and what the situation with Head Cahill is. Are there any of them in the mix for Friday?
Gil will play. Alex is up for the weekend as well. So the tough thing about that now is McGrath Luluai played, Stanton, Albert played on the weekend for the Crusaders. So they put themselves in the window to be up for selection as well. Not played a lot of games, not had a lot of game time. Alex Gerrard obviously not played. Gil Dudson not played, Lloyd White not played. So he's finding a way over this weekend of getting them some game time but not putting them all together. So hopefully over this weekend I'll be able to give all of them a game. So Lloyd's probably the one that out of those three that's the hardest to call. We're just still seeing how he reacts to some training. Heb Cahill's probably going to be out another 5-6 weeks. He's got a knee injury again from a training session last week. It's just a bang to the side of the knees in a brace for 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll see what comes out of that brace.
Give us a little insight then, Dennis, about this. I mean, it's a special situation, isn't it? You've got 2 games in 3 days basically. Is it just a question of on Saturday morning counting the bodies?
Yep, I think I've done it every way. I've tried to be really smart and got bit. I've tried to be as cautious as possible and got bit. So you go in, you have to win on Friday. You have to go after Friday, and it's a big game. It's a local derby, it's massive. We have to load our team up and we have to go and win that game, or we have to go and try and win that game. Then we have to count our heads and see where we are, because all the best laid plans can be changed in a 10-minute period. I think we went 2 years ago, I think we're 6 from 7 going into Easter. We're 10-0 up against Warrington, at Warrington. Steph Mars comes off injured, Lloyd White comes off injured, Eamon O'Kennell comes off injured, and it completely throws. We lose the game by 10 points. We lose a game against St Helens with a group of young kids in there by a point on the Monday, and it just throws everything out. Like you say, I've lost 5 or 6 players over those 2 games without any real depth. This time we're going to pick the strongest side we can to go into Monday. We'll see where we are we'll see where we are after Friday, and then we'll pick the strongest possible side to go at home against St Helens. The 2 games that we feel that you can really, if you can get a win or you can get 2 wins over Easter period, you can really put a marker down for what's going to happen over the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Just briefly about the St Helens game, I know it's difficult to talk about because you haven't got through Friday yet, but we've got the multi-point sponsorship for that game, the multi-point Widnes for that game. Ben Barber's coming to Widnes on Monday, and he's really lighting up Super League this year. He
is, and hopefully he'll get through their clash against Wigan as well, which is another massive game for them. So I'd like to see Ben on our surface, it's light on his feet. I'd like to see him not as fleet of foot after playing hard on Friday, on Monday. But yeah, he's a good player. I think, like I say, Tyrone Roberts is a fantastic player coming on. I say you see these sides and you see Warrington, you see St Helens going out into Australia and picking up players of that calibre. It's good for the league to have them players there. It's great for those clubs to be able to afford to bring those players in.